Hey everybody! I'm here today with a driving lesson on push-pull steering. In this video, I'll be showing you the basics of push-pull steering. I'll be showing you how to actually use this steering method, and I'll also be talking to you about some of the benefits of using push-pull steering. With that being said, let's get right into the video. For push-pull steering, I recommend starting with your hands like this. And because this is basically a regular driving position, if you're holding your hands on the steering wheel, you're likely going to be holding them somewhere around this area. Whether it's a little bit higher or a little bit lower, that's perfectly fine, but you're basically going to be holding them like this. Now, what you want to do is you want to use one hand to do the work always, and it can be your right or your left, and the other hand is always going to be moving. So one hand is going to be working, one hand is going to be preparing, all right? So let's say that I wanted to steer to the right. I would use my right hand, and I'm going to pull the steering wheel down, and my left hand is going to slide. So my left hand is preparing, my right hand is working. My left hand is going to slide down to meet it at the bottom, just like that. And I've grabbed the steering wheel with my left hand now. Now I'm going to use my left hand to push the steering wheel up, just like this, and my right hand is sliding to meet it at the top, just like that. Right hand works, left hand prepares. Left hand works, right hand prepares, just like that. Let's say I wanted to steer to the left. Well, if I'm going to steer to the left, I'm going to use my left hand to start doing the work. It's pretty straightforward. If you're steering to the right, you're starting with your right hand. If you're steering to the left, you're starting with your left hand. So if I wanted to steer to the left, my left hand is going to do the work, and it's going to pull the steering wheel down while my right hand slides. I'm not gripping the wheel. My right hand is sliding down to meet it at the bottom. Now my right hand grips the wheel. My left hand releases, and then my right hand does the work. My left hand prepares. Left hand does the work. Right hand prepares. Right hand does the work. Left hand prepares. Just like that. Very simple. Very simple. It's actually pretty easy and straightforward. Now I'm just going to show you steering to the right and steering to the left in a little bit of a faster motion with a little bit less explanation. So let's say I wanted to steer to the right. I would just go like this. Right hand is working, left hand is working. Right hand is working, left hand is working. You can see that my hands are meeting at basically the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock position, roughly. It's not exactly at the 12 o'clock. It's, somewhere around here and somewhere around here, but roughly the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock position. Now let's say I wanted to steer to the left. Left hand's working, right hand's working. Just like that. As you can see, and you can probably hear in the video, my hand sliding on the steering wheel. And that's because I'm not fully releasing it. I'm holding it against the steering wheel, allowing it to slide. That allows me to grab the wheel if I need to use it for control. So let's say I'm sliding my hand and I need to grab the wheel, I can grab it. Whereas if I'm just, moving my hand like this and I'm not actually sliding it, if I fully release the wheel, then what can happen is I need to grab the wheel. It takes me another fraction of a second, and in driving, a fraction of a second can make a huge, huge difference. So let's talk about the benefits. Well, one of the main benefits of using push-pull steering is that your hands never get crossed, okay? So if you're driving, let's say, you're turning, you're using push-pull steering and you're turning, your hands are never crossing. My right hand is always on the right side of the wheel, and my left hand is always on the left side of the wheel, just like that. My hands are never actually crossing. As you can see, my right hand always stays on this side, this half of the wheel. My left hand always stays on this half of the wheel. It's pretty straightforward. Now, one of the downsides is that it's a very, it's like sort of almost like a staggered steering pattern where the steering wheel is moving, then stopped, moving, then stopped, moving, then stopped. Even if you're great at push-pull steering, it's very hard to get a continual motion because when you switch, there's going to be just a moment that it stops. So let's say I'm going to try and do this as smoothly as possible. I was steering to the left with push-pull steering. If I'm trying to do it smoothly like this, the steering wheel still ends up stopping for a fraction of a second. So that's one of the downsides. And that's basically it. In this video, I've gone over push-pull steering. It's been geared towards people that are learning to drive. I've shown you how to do the push-pull steering technique, how to use it, and I've talked to you about the upsides and the downsides of using this steering technique. I really hope that you've enjoyed this driving video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.